Hey, what's going on, guys? Lucid Smitty of Lucid Gaming here, and today I'm going to be giving you a few different options that will help you improve your overall game in GOW4. So, first thing we're going to talk about is our in-game options. You go to options and go to controller. By default, your look sensitivity, target sensitivity, zoom sensitivity, aim acceleration, inner dead zone are all at 10, while your outer dead zone is at 0. So we'll give it let's just see how that works, how it looks. As you see, our look sensitivity is how quickly we're able to turn the camera. So this is me holding it to the left. We can change that option by going to control the look sensitivity. Please keep in mind that all the in-game options you will want to play around with until you are comfortable with them. I'm comfortable at 30. I like mine at 30 because I like to be able to move quickly. I like to look fast. So at 30, this is how it looks. This is how fast I can move my camera. This also helps with wall bouncing. The quicker you're able to catch on and look onto that wall, the better. So I keep mine at 30, but again, you might not be comfortable at 30 as I am. So please just play around with it and find something that you are comfortable. For all these settings, if you ever question if it's too much or not enough, you need to change it. So the next one will be your target sensitivity. And this is to adjust how quickly you can turn the player when you're targeting your weapon. Let's go ahead and see how it is at 10. It's pretty slow, but for those who aren't used to games like this, again, just try, play around with it and see what you're comfortable with. For me, this is pretty slow, so I don't really like it. I will change that to 30. And now let's give it a look and see how it is. I like it more because I'm able to move faster. Next option is your zoom sensitivity. Adjust how quickly you can turn the player when zoomed in with your weapon. Mine is at 10. Let's check that out. As you see, most of that will go with a lot of things like that will definitely help with like the long shot stuff like that. How quickly you zoom in with your sense. I like mine at 30. I like to be able to zoom in pretty fast. And 30 is nice for me. You might not be comfortable with 30. If not, just try like 20, 25. 10, even if you like 10, just keep it at default. I like 30 because I like to zoom in pretty quick. So our next one is our aim acceleration. Adjust how quickly the player accelerates while turning. Yeah, that's already at 10. Play around with that till you find something that's more comfortable for you. Now you have your inner dead zone. Adjust the size of the inner thumbstick area where aim input is not registered. Default is always 10. Now that is your left analog stick. I couldn't get it out. So that is your left analog stick, and it's pretty much how, when it registers, how much left you have to turn to actually turn left. I keep mine at 0. Same with my inner and outer dead zone. My outer dead zone is at 0, which most likely you could just stand there and your controller would just start moving by itself. That way it helps me move a lot better, a lot faster. Remember, just adjust it to what you feel comfortable to. There is no right or wrong settings for your in-game. It's all about what you feel. So after that, we can go ahead and go into our controller scheme. By default, you have A as your roadie and cover. Roadie and cover. So if you like it this way, that's fine. It's less effective if you want to try wall bouncing, and that's what everybody wants to do, is wall bounce, correct? Of course everybody wants to wall bounce, but you can't do that with default, and the reason being is that in order to wall bounce effectively and quickly, as you see some players do, your thumb can never leave that camera. The camera is what the wall bounce is. It's camera and cover. And with A being your roadie and your cover and your mantling, you have to take your thumb off the camera. So for those who have a regular controller, I do have a fix for you. And I want you to try tournament. Why tournament? I'll show you. Because your roadie and your mantle and your cover becomes L button. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to keep your thumb on the camera. So let's see if I can get in a good place to do some wall bounce. What that, like I said, it replaces, so you're able to wall bounce more effectively because you're able to keep control of your camera. And I'm using L button for my roadie. Now, A button is your TACCOM. X is how you pick up weapons and stuff like that. And it just works a lot better. But definitely try a tournament if you feel like you want to learn how to wall bounce more effectively.
That pisses me off.
It does is a great control scheme, especially for those who just have a regular controller. So that's something to try out. Next, for those who have an elite controller, which we're going to be getting to those settings right now, I recommend Tournament Alt. Now what Tournament Alt does is it separates your roadie, your cover, and your jump. So a lot of people, as you seen just what I just did now, I was wall bouncing, but I started to roll. Now that's a problem. That's a problem because you have your roadie button and your cover at the same time. So a lot of times you will roll when you don't want to. But with Tournament Alt, you can never roll unless you hit the roll button, which is Tournament Alt will be X. So unless you come off of like this, a wall like that, like you come in the cover and then jump off, that's the only time you'll be able to actually be able to roll. So what I've done is just separated my roll and my roadie, and X is my roadie. But for Tournament Alt, and if you have an elite controller, we can go and put in some different settings. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go to config and you'll need to enter a new configuration. I will call mine Gears of War 4. So first thing I'm going to do is map my buttons. What I have right now is just 2 back triggers. And there's a quick, you can either hit A for mapping or you can just hold the button you want to map. So I want to hold my left trigger and I want to make this my L button. And this is my top left trigger that's in the back of my controller. And then I want to make my right top my roadie. Therefore, L button is for me to wall bounce and my X is for me to run. Next, you have your left stick, right stick, triggers, and vibrations. Let's start with the left stick. By default, it'll be just default. If you like it, don't change it. I like mine to be on the little aggressive side for more movement. And you'll be able to test how much it moves. I recommend aggressive. Instant doesn't really work on anything, so you can do instant if you want, but I do recommend that you just keep it on aggressive. And then change your right stick as well to aggressive, so you can move around more, be more responsive. Whoops, I backed out a little bit too much. And then you have your triggers. So if you don't know about the triggers, you have an inner and outer, you have your dead zone as well, just like any other thing. Pretty much if you go over to the 100 side and you move it down, what I'm telling my left trigger is by the time it hits that, I want to be aimed already. Right? By the bottom of that, I want to be aiming already. As opposed to pushing it all the way down and then I'm into aim mode. And the same thing for the right trigger. I want to move it all the way down to where I'm going to keep mine the same, 39 and 39. So what I'm telling it is, by the time it reaches that, I want a shot to be fired already. So those are it's pretty simple. Just do what you feel is more comfortable. And then after that, you can do your vibrations, stuff like that. But you want to save it to slot 1. Or save it to wherever slot you want. Slot 1 or slot 2. I'm going to save mine to slot 1. Now you're ready to go back into your game. So now I am using my back paddles to actually run and take cover. Now that when I want to actually do some wall bouncing, I won't just roll. You never just want to just roll. So I hope this tutorial has helped you guys. If you need any more tutorials, just let me know. Comment below on what else you would like to see next. Give Tournament a try for those who don't have an Elite controller. And for those who have an Elite controller, try the settings that I have for you and see if it works for you better. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.